All right. All right. All right. All right. Welcome back to No Filter MMA, guys. This is the official Rear Naked Smoke episode 3, guys. The official Rear Naked Smoke episode 3. This is your boy BJ. I'm back. And then I also got a special guest in the building, guys. It's my boy Two Beast. Two Beast said, listen, man, like we got to do this debate, man. Like we got to do this. I want to talk about it because I've been saying some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick, you ain't missed nothing, man. This is the beginning of the show, homie. This is the beginning of the show, my friend. Yeah, man, you ain't missed nothing. Let's see here. Let me make sure I'm open here. Yeah, we good to go. Yeah, so we coming on here to talk about it. You know, this seems to be the biggest. This seems to be the biggest discussion right now. Is especially after I think that the way Valentina beat Whaley, you know what I'm saying? It's not even the fact of her beating Whaley, it's how convincingly she beat Whaley. It's kind of turned the world, it's kind of turned the two divisions on their sides, you know what I'm saying? Like it's got us looking like, okay, well, that didn't go the way Whaley planned it. So, we got the next best thing is what happens with their respective divisions now. And me, I think the most suited contender to fight Valentina is ERIN Blanchfield, just based off of what we've seen. But my boy Two Beast has a different, thought track going on. So no better way to do it than to bring him on, you know what I'm saying? Like a real G. This dude said, yes, let's do it. I'll take a link. What's up, Two Beast?
Hey, what's up, man? And what's up to everybody in the chat? Um, Hope it's a entertaining discussion, you know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying? And it's good fun for everybody, you feel me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I had put up a poll, Two Beast. I'm not sure if you saw the poll.
I
Yeah,
did see it.
Kindred is talking about the poll now. I didn't know y'all like polls that much, man. So the poll said, "Who?" This is so wild. This is the best way for us to kick this off. The poll says, "Who has shown?" Listen to the poll. Who has shown more of a well-rounded skill set in the cage? And it's 55-45 for Natalia Silva.
You wanna know what's crazy though?
What's that?
I voted on that poll. I said Aaron.
Oh, you voted ERIN?
Yeah, I said she's displayed a more like well-roundedness. Because at the end of the day, she used her striking and she uses offensive wrestling and she uses submission grappling. At the end of the day, she's using more offensively, specifically offensively in her fights. So I can't deny that specifically, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Natalia Silva offensively, she exclusively strikes. That's what she does. And ERIN has used her striking. She's, so at the end of the day, that's why I voted for ERIN in that particular poll. Based on the offense, though, I'm gonna get into like the defense part of it, but the offense, yeah, she uses a more well-rounded skill set.
James says, wait, you said ERIN has a better chance that goes against everything you said. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, James. But first of all, Two Beasts, while I got you started, let me go ahead and ask you, what did you take away from the Valentina and Whaley fight? I saw you in the comments, but we haven't you hadn't been on a live stream. So now that I got you on a live stream, what's the fallout from UFC 322?
Man, listen, first and foremost, I thoroughly enjoyed the fight. That's the first thing. The second thing I took from it is Valentina. And while we're talking about opponents for Valentina, whether it should be ERIN or ERIN or Natalia, for the longest time, like I've always personally, I know there's a lot of people who object to it. I've always personally held Valentina in that GOAT spot above Amanda For the longest time, that's just been me and maybe a select few other people. Um, so yeah, to see her go out there and prove it in a way that hopefully gets her more of the notoriety that she deserves was fun for me. Um, I personally like Wei Lee. I think she's an awesome human being, and I think she's a really good fighter as well. And on that side of it, it sucked to see her go through that. Like, it ain't like I saw Wei Lee get beat up and was like thoroughly happy about her. Like, nah, like I think Wei Lee, the problem with Wei Lee is her fans. Like that's what really is the problem with Wei Lee, man. Like Wei Lee is awesome. Like Wei Lee the person, Wei Lee the fighter is awesome. I'll never say she's not. Even just listening to her in interviews, I got a smile from ear to ear because she's funny as hell. Like she a cool person, she's a good fighter as well. So like I think Wei Lee's fans are so toxic at times. It really takes away from just how great she is, you know what I'm saying? And to see Valentina go and do that to someone that great, you know, it just further proved what I believe to be true is that Valentina should be number one at that GOAT spot, in my opinion. And I've said it as well on other occasions that if Valentina beats Natalia Silva and handily defeats Wei Lee, so she's already beat Wei Lee, I feel like if she beats Natalia Silva, man, you cannot argue the GOAT status, in my opinion. Because one of the reasons why I think the Natalia Silva fight should happen, well, either one of them really, Natalia or ERIN, is because even though Manon doesn't fight this way, she is like on the older side. You feel me? She's still part of the new crop of flyweights,
Right. Yeah.
but I feel like Natalia, ERIN, especially young as hell, like she gets a W over one or both of them too. Now it's like she's gone through 2.5, I'd say, generations of flyweights. You feel what I'm saying? And at that point, it's just like, man, like how can you deny that? Lost the belt, got it back, and is looking like her old self. Which is why, you know, another one of the reasons why I want to see Natalia fight her, man, because that's the litmus test for her style that is so polarizing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the real test that'll really determine, you know, we know it's high level. Like, I feel like we got to admit, like, Natalia's style does work at a high level. Does it work at the elite championship level? We gotta see that fight book. But yeah, that was my main takeaway from the Val fight, man. Is that she went back to her dominant ways in a huge way, and she's looking. It's funny that some people are saying she's getting old, slowing down. Maybe that rumor's still flying, or not rumor, but theory is still flying around. But to me, as she's getting older, she's looking like her younger self, which is crazy.
That is
You know what
crazy.
I'm
No,
saying?
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
So yeah, man, I took away from that, and then also, selfishly, I was happy that she won, so that hopefully we can get her versus Natalia booked. And I'll get into why the matchup interests me, you know, at some point in the stream.
Okay. Yeah, I see. So, real quick before we get too deep, I am simulcasting to No Filter MMA's Facebook page. So I do want to give a shout out to the No Filter MMA followers that are on Facebook as well, because I am simulcasting on Facebook. So, yes. So guys, we are on two platforms tonight. So, yes, but this is the thing about Natalia Silva, though, man. You know what I'm saying? And that plays into exactly what I'm saying, bro. It's like, you know, we're seeing Valentina just the rumors of the people saying Valentina slowing down, getting old. That's because that's what they want to see. That's what they want. That's what they want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not actually what we're seeing. We're not seeing Valentina slow down. You know what I'm saying? We saw Alexa Grasso be smart. You know what I'm saying? That's what we saw. We saw Alexa Grasso execute a game plan. We didn't see Valentina Shevchenko slow down. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about Natalia Silva is, with this best version of Valentina that we're seeing right now, I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what it is that she's going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because before Manon fought Valentina, everybody was saying Manon striking is going to be a problem. And it was nullified. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, this style of striking, this style of striking is fumbled the ball. You know what I'm saying? So what other style of striking is going to defeat Valentina at this point? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing I have to go off on. That's the only thing I have to go off with Natalia Silva is her striking. And I'm thinking, man, like, what is she gonna do, man? What is she really gonna do that's gonna nullify Valentina if it becomes a striking match? Because I can't say, oh my gosh, Natalia Silva is going to be competitive with Valentina on the ground, because we don't know. We don't know what she looks like on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So the only ammunition I have, if I were trying to make a case for Natalia Silva, is her stand-up game.
Right.
And I don't think it's enough to beat Valentina.
So there's a couple things there, right? In regards to what you mentioned about everybody was talking about Manon striking was gonna, be able to handle Val. Like, me personally, right? I didn't think that was the case. And the reason why is because Manon, in her streak, she did beat everybody and in some cases dominate. But the difference between her and Silva, and I'm gonna go off on a little tangent here. Ultimately, the goal in MMA, right, is if you don't finish the person, if you don't beat the person so bad that the ref has to come in, or that person has to scream, "Get off me," in the form of a tap out, there's only one other option. And that's, at its basic level, do more to your opponent than they do to you. At the basic level of MMA, right? Like, that's the goal. If you're not going to finish them, do more to the opponent than they do to you. Whether that's damage, control time, whatever it is, right? Based on the ununified rules of MMA, apparently it's damage is what's the top criteria, right? So ultimately, if you do more damage than they do to you, that's the basic goal in MMA. If you don't finish them. So when I look at Silva and I look at Valentina, it really interests me because there's only a select few people that I've seen create a significant gap between the damage that they inflict and the damage that they receive from their opponent. Valentina, her resume speaks for itself. Like, her first probably like 5-6 title defenses, not even close. It wasn't until Tyler before someone was competitive, right? And she set a gap, right? When it comes to Silva particularly, the reason why she reminds me of Valentina a lot is because she creates that same gap, but exclusively with her striking. See, Valentina, she mixes it up. Pure MMA fighter. She'll outstrike you, she'll out-wrestle you, out-grapple you, the whole nine. Silva, however, chooses to exclusively strike, unless you try to take it to the wrestling. So, and this brings me to the other thing that you mentioned as well, that you don't have any evidence of her ground game. In the Bleda fight and in the Jasmine fight, and I can't remember if it happened in the Arujo fight, but in the first two that I mentioned, the Bleda fight and the Bleda fight and Jasmine fight, we saw someone attempt several takedowns on her. Blade actually got her down in the second round to where she was actually on her back, right? Now, or no, it was the first round actually. Excuse me. And what happened is Blada naturally tried to pass her guard. That's what you try to do so you can, land ground and pound. And I noticed on more than one occasion, Blada would try to pass and even pass like momentarily, and Silva would recover her guard immediately. So that was very little to go off of, but at a bare minimum, at least you're not just slicing through her guard. That's one little thing we have to go off of. And then the other part is she actually ended up sweeping Blada. And then when she got on top, Blada got her legs up and then got her in the setup for an armbar, and that's how the round ended. And then in the second round of that fight, Blada managed to get her down momentarily. Silva got back up and ended up winning that round. So those are the two examples of where she actually landed on her back or actually got taken down. And then in the Jasmine fight and in the Blada fight as well, she landed is it a heel? What they call it? A wizard kick. Wizard kick. That's what
Yeah.
it was. She
Okay.
landed that wizard kick takedown on both Blada and Jasmine, who both of them are huge flyweights, right? Now,
Yes.
they may not necessarily be as strong as Valentina, but they got that size.
Right.
So Silva has proven that she does have strength in the clinch and that she can take other people down if they keep playing that game with her. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like she's going to be necessarily lost if somebody grabs a hold of her. And keep in mind, this was her first two fights. So she's had now years to continue to improve upon any mistakes that she might have made in those first two fights. And then ever since then, the only person she's lost a round to is Viviane Araújo in the first round. And she didn't get taken down. She just got held up against the cage. So in that regard of just, not having anything to go off of per se, we don't have a lot, but we do have something to go off of. And then obviously the fact that people have not been able to successfully take her down outside of those occasions that I mentioned. And then going back to the striking element of that gap I was talking about between her and Val, those are the only two people that I really see that widen that gap as much as they do. Like when I look at Valentina, who leaves a fight with Valentina saying, yeah, man, I boxed her up, or Valentina be walking out of fights looking like she was in a sparring session.
Alexa Grasso can say that.
Yeah, Alexa Grasso. And it's a short list, man. You feel me? She done fought 14 people in the UFC or something to that nature. You feel me? So it's a short list. Yeah. And then you look at Natalia, I mean, this girl looked like she, same thing, was in a sparring session, a light one. And going into the Valentina-Natalia Silva matchup specifically, the reason why it really interests me is because Grasso, when she fought Valentina on all three occasions, she had to think about a takedown coming at her, right? Like that takedown was drastically affecting how Grasso struck. But with Silva, I mean, you got a better chance of, lighting it. Like, dude, Silva was not going to shoot on Grasso. That was not going to happen. So Grasso was basically in the best case scenario. She was fighting a striker who had no intentions of wrestling her whatsoever. And when you look at the two different results of when Grasso fought Valentina as opposed to when she fought Silva, it's night and day. I mean, that in and of itself, say whatever you want about it. Put as much or as little weight on it as you want. But just that alone interests me. It makes me curious, right? It's like, what would happen? I mean, when you compare them, and I know James ain't gonna like this. I ain't trying to pick on him or nothing, I swear. But when you look at what happened with Valentina and Grasso in a striking match, Grasso actually managed to score a knock. Like, who is knocking down Valentina? That's unheard of. I think Holly Holm was the only other person. Like, no one's going out here. Amanda Nunes didn't knock down Valentina. That's the knockout artist of knockout artists. You feel what I'm saying? So the fact that Grasso is in that very small club of people who managed to do that amazing feat, but then she couldn't even get close to doing that to Silva. That in and of itself interests me. I'm like, yo, I don't know how much weight I should put on this, but at a bare minimum, that's interesting. What happens if those two fight now? So that's ultimately why I'm like, just
Which
purely in
two?
terms of the match. I'm
Which
sorry.
two you talking about?
Which two you mean?
You said if those two fight, who you talking about?
Silva and Valentina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yo, if Grasso did this to Shevchenko, but then turn around and couldn't do nothing with Silva striking, and she didn't even have to think about a takedown. Now, I gotta keep it real. The asterisk, unfortunately, attached to that fight is it was Grasso's first fight coming off of the injury. So
Okay.
I don't know how much that played into it, which is why, I don't know how much weight exactly to put on it, but at the very least, it does interest me. Like, okay, if this happened here, then what happens there? There being if, Silva and Valentino were to strike it out. Now, granted, I know that's not going to be a pure striking match. At least I doubt it, because Valentina, I would have to think, considering that we haven't seen much of Silva on her back, I would have to think she's going to try to put her there. So I don't think it's going to be an exclusive striking match, although I would love that. But I do find this matchup interesting because we have one of the greatest measuring tools possible in regards to predicting how a fight would go. I mean, there's not a fight that you could win that holds more weight than beating the former champion in their first fight after losing the belt. The only fight you could literally win that holds more weight in regards to earning a title shot is beating the champion themselves in a non-title match. That's the only fight you could possibly win that holds more weight in regards to earning a title shot. And because of all of those things, I'm like, yo, I need to see how these two match up. Like, I need to see that. Here's the problem with ERIN. The first thing I want to say about ERIN is I love how that chick fights. She's very entertaining and she's dangerous as hell. She's proved it. Out of her 8 wins, 4 of them are finishes. And I think at least, no, 2 of them are in the top 10, Andrade and Tracy Cortez now. So ERIN, she brings it. She's a great fighter. But here's the problem with ERIN, though. And I've said this a couple times, not specifically about ERIN, but when you get to the top of the division, like the top 5s, MMA math becomes a little bit more accurate. At the
Does
bottom,
it?
it does when you talk about Valentina's, the Manones of the world. Like, when you talk about the top 5, MMA math becomes a little bit, even if it's only 10-15%, it gets
Okay.
a little bit more accurate when you get to the top of the division. And an example of this, right, is if someone isn't out here just dominating or at the bare minimum clearly winning fights, chances are they ain't going to have a chance against the likes of Valentina. If you see Valentina thrash this person over here and then this person over there is struggling, you're like, man, you probably ain't going to do nothing to Valentina. That's just how that to me is why when I see the common opponent of Grasso, and granted, coming off the injury, I get it, but this was Grasso's best case scenario. That's what really weighs on me so much, is that she didn't have to think about takedowns at all, but came nowhere close to winning that fight. That's what really sticks with me. Is
You talking
like,
about
dang, man.
Grasso?
Yeah, like with Shevchenko, she was worried about takedowns, so it limited her striking. But with Silva, it's like, this girl ain't gonna take you down. But it didn't make a difference. You feel me? So I know ERIN is dangerous on the mat. She grab a hold of you. It could be a wrap like that. I get it. But when I look at the common opponent of Manon specifically, it concerns me because I know Manon had the size on her side, but you do have to have technique to go with your size. I mean, what was the girl's name? Alice Pajeda.
Yeah, Alice Pajeda.
I mean, what, 5'10" and this, that, and the other, but she didn't use that size very well, right?
Right.
So size can't just be the sole thing you use. And me and everybody else got to give credit to Manon for being really good at takedown defense. And considering that Valentina did as well as she did against Manon, whereas ERIN didn't win a single round, it worries me. And because here's the thing, it's an unknown on Silva as well. But with ERIN, we've physically seen it now. You feel what I'm saying? It's no longer speculative, right? We've seen basically a red flag, so to speak, in regards to ERIN as a threat to Valentina because of the loss to Manon. But with Silva, we haven't
Is it
physically
really a
seen
red flag though? Like, is it really a red flag? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that really a red flag?
I don't see how it's not. I mean,
I
Valentina
don't
won
see
the
that as
fight.
being a red.
ERIN
I
lost every round, albeit tried her heart out. But Valentina won it, and ERIN couldn't win a round.
But some of the intangibles that Manon brought to the fight, like the height and the size, are things that ERIN Blanchfield, that was her biggest obstacle in this fight with Manon. It wasn't that she wasn't able to she couldn't hit, she couldn't manage to hit Manon. She hit Manon a lot in this fight. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that she wasn't able to close the distance on Manon. She was able to close the distance on Manon. The biggest intangible for ERIN Blanchfield in that fight with Manon was the fact that Manon was so big and strong, she couldn't take her down. You know what I'm saying? That intangible, that hurdle is gone when it comes to ERIN versus Valentina. Because ERIN Blanchfield is not giving up any size against Valentina. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? So like that's kind of you got to think about that.
you're right. One thing though that I will say is with Manon, excuse me, with Tyler Santos, for example, right?
Okay.
She couldn't take down Tyler Santos, but she won that fight. You
Okay.
feel what I'm saying? So, and Tyler also had like not quite as much size as Manon, but similar. So the difference to me is whether or not that person's gonna break, right? So if you can break her, like for instance Tyler Santos, then you good. You in the, whether you get the takedowns or not, you break her and you eventually wear on. But if Manon didn't break, I seriously doubt Valentina's gonna break, because if anyone was to break or to get tired quicker, it would be the fighter that had much more weight to cut, that and Manon. So if she couldn't break Manon with that pressure, I don't know how she's going to break Valentina. Because ultimately, the debate is whether or not if she gets her down, right? So if she couldn't get down Manon, she couldn't get down Tyler, but she broke Tyler, but she didn't break Manon, I just don't see her breaking Valentina that way. If Manon's size couldn't really break Valentina, then I don't know how ERIN's is. Because that's what Manon tried to do. She tried to rely on her sides to like clinch Valentina up against the cage,
It
and she tried to
worked.
get some takedown.
It
Yeah,
worked.
it did. It didn't get enough. It wasn't enough to win that fight though. And Manon
Well,
had a
but
lot of
that's not.
size on her.
That's Manon's fault. And you want to know why that's Manon's fault? Because if Manon has this ground game and she's this black belt that everybody says she is, you know what I'm saying? She should have been working that part of her game on that 7-fight streak all the way up to the top. But she abandoned that part of her game. You know what I'm saying? She abandoned that part of her game. So when she actually did get the takedown, she didn't know what to do with it. She didn't know how to keep Valentina where she wanted Valentina. Obviously, she didn't want to fight on the feet because, and you know, in that round, because in that second round, she didn't want to fight on the feet because she got beat up so bad in the first round. You know what I'm saying? So when she took Valentina down, Valentina was able to get back up because Manon couldn't hold her down. That's Manon's fault that she couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's the argument that I make for ERIN BLANCHFIELD. You know what I'm saying? You see, just the example you just made about Manon taking her down. That's okay. So you would, looking at Manon's path through the UFC, we've seen a lot of stand-up. So it would be her perceived weakness would be the ground game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we haven't seen her work that. When you look at ERIN BLANCHFIELD, with her being a jiu-jitsu girl, her perceived weakness is on the feet. You know what I'm saying? But what have we seen ERIN BLANCHFIELD constantly do? Fight to fight to fight to fight. The only fight that ERIN BLANCHFIELD got dominated on the feet was against Manon Fiore. Other than that, ERIN BLANCHFIELD was out here working these girls on the feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, she took some shots against Tyler Santos. What did ERIN do? Turned it up, started mopping Tyler Santos on the feet, okay? Jessica Andrade, she went in there and put a clinic on Jessica Andrade on the feet.
Oh,
she took some shots from Jessica Andrade, but she ended up working Andrade. You know what I'm saying? What did she do to Rose? Okay, she lost some exchanges with Rose at the beginning of the fight. What did ERIN do? She turned it up on Rose. When ERIN BLANCHFIELD flips that switch, it's not too many girls. It's not too many girls that can hang with ERIN when she flips that switch, bro. When ERIN flips that switch, it's like, okay, she's all right. She's here now. You know what I'm saying? Yes, she took some shots against JJ Aldridge. Then look what happened when she flipped that switch against Aldridge, man. She turned it up on Aldridge. You know what I'm saying?
Strong switch. It's a strong switch. I'm very glad that Ronda Savage Sports reminded me of this. I want to talk about this too, because I love this right here, because I was the same way. I was the same way. When I first started watching Silva, I was like, she confused me. I'm like, how is this girl actually winning fights on the back foot like this? And what a lot of people feel like, they're like, oh, Val isn't going to chase her. I've seen this comment endlessly. Val isn't going to chase her. Oh, what's going to happen if you don't chase her? What people don't realize about Natalia Silva is that she's not just immediately compelling people to chase her. The bell doesn't ring, and then Silva immediately puts her back to the cage and starts running laps. Like that doesn't happen. It's a common misconception. Silva builds a lead gradually throughout rounds. And as that lead continues to build and that gap gets bigger, she then doesn't even have to force people to chase her. They instinctively have to, because they're behind in the round. She's already done caught them with several leg kicks to the head, jabs, straights to the, like, she's already built the lead to where they have to take an initiative to close the gap. And that's when you see her movement shine. Every single start of every single round, she has her leg, I think it's her right leg, propped up on the cage. She's linked over, looking like she's about to, start in a track meet or something. And then she immediately sprints to the center of the cage. Watch all of her fights. She does this in every round. She sprints to the center of the cage. I mean, that's it, how is she getting chased at that? Like she's running to the center of the cage to control the center of the octagon. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
a common misconception. Like I first thought this chick was just backing up all the time. It looked cool because of how she was landing the kicks and all that. I was like, dude, I don't think that's gonna work. Like I was one of the first people I thought like it looks great, but deep down I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work at the top. That was one of the first things I started thinking about Silva. But then as I started watching closely, I'm like, yo, what she's doing is sneaky as hell. She's building a lead and forcing people to chase her. It's not, oh, Val ain't gonna chase her. I don't know how the striking's gonna go, but I do know that Valentina ain't just gonna take any kind of beating or any kind of like L and just sit and just be okay with it. Nah, she's gonna take the initiative to try to beat her. I don't know if she's gonna build the lead against Val like she did everybody else. But what I do know is the theory that, oh, Silva's not gonna win because Val's not gonna chase her. You gotta watch the fights. You gotta watch the fights closely, and you gotta watch them in a way where you're not immediately judging and thinking, oh, this like if you looking at a fight and you automatically like this person isn't my flavor, you're automatically gonna miss the greatness that they're displaying in the cage. It doesn't matter if it's Silva or Valentina.
Right.
If you're immediately dismissing it based on your personal opinion, you're gonna miss out. That's just what it is. I don't disagree. I get it. Like I was the same way. I was like, how is this gonna work at the top? But now we've had plenty of examples of how it translates at the top of the division. This same style. Like if all she's doing is running, how did she literally triple Jasmine in strikes? Literally triple her in significant strikes. You don't do that if all you're doing is running. It's calculated, precise, hitting the person. That same thing that I said at the basics of MMA. Do more to your opponent than they do to you. Both her, Silva, and Valentina, they mastered that art. And that's why I want to see them fight each other, because with ERIN, great fighter, she don't care. She flips that switch like BJ said, and it's a wrap for most people. But she takes damage in the process. Silva and Valentina, they're more calculated about how they widen that gap between their opponent and themselves. So if you think all Silva's going to do is run the whole time, I encourage you to take a step back and pay close attention to how she builds a lead gradually to where these people come at her and she starts to have to use the movement because they're so frustrated and they're fighting this chick. Like,
but the thing is, man, I feel like there's something that Valentina can figure out on Natalia Silva. The way she flips around the octagon and stuff like, there's patterns. Natalia Silva is a pattern fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a pattern fighter. You know what I'm saying? And Valentina to me is way too fucking smart to get outsmarted by Natalia Silva and what she does. Way too smart. The thing about ERIN BLANCHFIELD is there is no rhyme or reason to what ERIN BLANCHFIELD does. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that can confuse a lot of fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? Like people tend to end up not knowing what to do in a fight with ERIN BLANCHFIELD, and then it's by the time they try to figure out what the hell this girl is doing, it's too late. Like that's the point I'm trying to make. Like ERIN BLANCHFIELD is not a pattern fighter like that. She doesn't have conventional striking. Her striking is unorthodox as hell. You know what I'm saying? But ERIN being there touching people. We just seen this happen in the Tracy Cortez fight. Tracy Cortez got off some good punches in round one on ERIN BLANCHFIELD. But toward the end of round one, who started landing the pops on? Who started landing the poppier punches? ERIN BLANCHFIELD. You know what I'm saying? Then we go into round two. ERIN BLANCHFIELD came right out and was lighting Tracy Cortez up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing about ERIN, man. Like I feel like there's like Valentina is gonna catch on to Natalia Silva so fucking fast, and she's gonna catch on faster than I think Natalia is gonna be aware that Valentina caught on. You know what I'm saying? Because what she the way Natalia Silva has been able to confuse people in there and freeze people in there, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work against Valentina, man. It's not enough. Like I'm not hating on Natalia Silva, guys. I'm really not hating on her. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, to me, I've been watching this division from the beginning, man, and I have seen so many styles go up against Valentina, and it's just like, this is what she's bringing is just not enough, man. It's not enough.
I'm glad you brought that up. And I really want to challenge this question, man. Or I don't know. Well, technically, it wasn't a question, but you said what she's bringing is not enough, and you've seen the opponents of Valentina, right?
Yes.
Lucky number 7, right? How many people have won 7 straight fights in the UFC? The women is concerned.
Not very many.
It's only been 4, right? It's Nunes, Shevchenko, Joanna, and Manon. Out of those 4, 3 of them are champions, and actually defending champions. So there's that. We got the numbers, right? The 7 wins. But when you look at the wins themselves and how far the gap is, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to talk about necessarily the strike for strike, because that's a variable, that's an unknown. We don't know how fast or if Valentina figures it out. She possibly can, maybe she doesn't, who knows? Maybe Silva switches up everything and shoots a takedown. We don't know anything officially, right? But one thing we do know is the past, right? And what has happened up until this point. And when we compare that to everybody else that Valentina has fought, I don't see anybody else who has created that same gap that Silva has, exclusively striking at that. When you look at everybody else, all the other divisions and men's and whatnot, when you look at the champions right now, you got a bunch of those wrestlers and grapplers, and you have mostly people who are knockout artists, people who have that kind of nuclear power that they touch your chin the right way, you drop immediately.
Shout out to my boy Steve Garcia.
Right. So let's run through them real quick. Pantoja, grappler, but well-rounded for the most part.
Yep.
Marab, freak of nature wrestler. That machine is the only nickname that guy can have. Look at 145 about Volkanovski. Now Volkanovski is an outlier. Like, he can put you down, but he don't necessarily have the nuclear, like, lights out kind of, you feel me? And then lightweight, obviously, Ilia Topuria. Look at what he just did to Charles Oliveira, right?
Right.
You look at 170, you got another one of those wrestlers in Islam Makhachev now. And then 185, you got that killer freaking Hamzat, wrestler. And 205, obviously Alex Pereira, knockout artist. Everybody at the championship level, for the most part, when you look at the top, it's those knockout artists and those heavy grappler wrestler types. You don't like, and like I said at the beginning, Silva confuses me in that way. Like, it's not supposed to work. That's why I get it. That's why I'm not like calling anybody out of their name or saying, oh, you're crazy. Because I get it, bro. Like, that style is not supposed to be successful, especially at the top. Especially there. Like, how is she doing it? But when I look at the past, I look at, like, the resume. Sure, the names, we could make debate about that. But when I look at the resume and the gap, the only other person that I see creating that same gap between their amount of what they're doing to their opponent and what their opponent's doing to them, the only person that I see similar is Valentina. Just in that aspect of hitting and not getting hit. No one else is doing it as good as those two. Not even Manon. Because Manon's fights were a lot closer than Silva's fights were. That's just my opinion. She had split decisions in the midst of her run. Natalia Silva shut out everybody except Araujo and Bleda. I don't know. That's just
Real
how.
quick, real quick, real quick. Let me just say this I got to address this real quick. Hold that thought, two beats, because there's been some tomfoolery. It's been some real Paul bringing some real tomfoolery into the comment section. Paul, I'm about to mute you. Paul just had the nerve to say. Natalia Silva has the best in the UFC. Bro, wait a second. Whoa. Wait one daggone
Yeah,
minute.
you're right. You're right. We got to pause. Hey,
We got
BJ,
to.
you have
No,
the
we
floor,
can't.
sir.
Nah, bro, you can't be talking about stuff like that. We
I
got to
know how you
pause
feel
that for
about
a
that,
second,
man.
dog.
Go ahead, bro.
Listen. Natalia still will be out there doing a little but it's a baby. Ain't nobody. Man, I'm telling you. Listen, I bought that. Listen, I know for a fact in that first Amanda Nunes fight with Juliana Pena, I know some of y'all was chuckling, and either y'all was chuckling out loud or you was chuckling to yourself. But y'all heard it. Y'all heard it when she started piecing up Amanda Nunes. Listen, you got to be doing something great if you gonna have a if the is coming out, you got to be batting somebody up. You know what I'm saying? So if Natalia Silva gets this title shot, Paul, I'm holding your feet to the flame. Because if I don't hear no when she connected on Valentina, man, if she ain't stepping in the pocket to throw some then we can't ever have this conversation ever again, dog. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that at that. Because you got to be on a certain, unless you put them paws on somebody the way Juliana Pena do when you hear her go, then I don't want you even to compare that. So I want to see it since Paul, you don't put this stamp on Natalia Silva. So now that's what we're looking for. The next that we're looking for, it better come from Natalia Silva. That's all I'm saying. If not, I don't want to hear nothing else about it.
Hey,
My bad,
I will say
go
it.
ahead.
Nah, it's all good. I will say though, if you look at the Jessica Andrade fight, right? Jessica Andrade at times forced her to fight in the pocket.
Yeah.
So it's not like she shied away from it, and Jessica caught her with like one or two real solid shots.
Okay.
So we've even seen that bit of adversity to where we know she could take a punch, and it doesn't necessarily deter her from her game plan. So that's another plus. But yeah, man, the argument, you should already knew. With BJ, ain't nobody got a better than Juliana.
I'm telling you, man, Juliana Pena, man, when she step in with that man, like she coming in for blood. But if she only do that, she only make that noise when she knows she get ready to hit somebody. Like when she about to hit you, it's like straight up.
Oh,
but I have heard a little bit of that from Natalia Silva. But let me talk about this though. So everybody's been talking about closing the distance. You know how when nobody ever talks about Natalia Silva closing the distance, but when we're talking about her versus Valentina. But it seems like when I bring up ERIN Blanchfield versus Valentina, everybody the topic of closing the distance comes up. Okay, so what happens when Valentina closes the distance on Natalia Silva? Can she stop Valentina from closing distance on her?
Yeah, it's gonna come down to her lateral movement and what she does and how effective she is with her own jab. I know Combo has praised Valentina's jab, rightfully so, over the course of her last few fights. And I think, and me personally, I agree very much so with Combo in regards to just how important that freaking jab can be, man, and how effective it can be. And it baffles me as to how people just don't use it, even when they have a reach advantage. But I think that Valentina, it really depends on how effective Silva's style ends up being against her. Let's say hypothetically, Silva is building a lead against Valentina in the striking. If Valentina decides to close the distance on Silva, I think she'll be able to do that. Definitely at times. But Silva has proven that it's not easy to take her down. There's been plenty of people that have clinched her, but they haven't been able to take her down. Now, here's the thing about Valentina. She's the most effective wrestler in women's MMA right now. You can say what you want, but she is literally taken down every person she's ever fought at least once in the UFC. No one else can say that. So it would be crazy to think that, oh, Val can't take Silva down. But my thing is, Silva, to me, doesn't scream out, I'm going to be on my back the whole time if someone takes me down. And like I said, we don't have a lot to go off of. We don't have a lot. But that's credit to Silva. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's either one or two things you could do, right? You can either be so good that no one ever gets you to your weakest point in the fight, or you're like, okay, someone consistently gets you in that area, but they can never do nothing with you. Unfortunately, for predicting this fight, we have the first option where it's, she's been so good, no one's been able to get her there. So this is more speculation, right? That's why I'm trying to stay away from the X's and O's, because a lot of it is speculation. Like, you could say, oh, Valentina's jab this and her. And at the end of the day, we don't know how the speed is going to really translate. Like, who's going to be faster? Val could be faster, but who knows? And everybody's talking about Silva timing Valentina. Everybody's talking about Valentina timing Silva and figuring her out. What if Silva figures out Valentina already has based on the film? There's a lot more film of people having success against Val as opposed to people having success against Silva. That's the other thing too, in my opinion, because Valentina's been fighting a lot longer and she's had losses now. Had two, but you get what I'm saying? Like, there's more to go off of there, as opposed to Silva has been dominating everybody in the striking. And you haven't seen too much adversity that she's had to face there. Whereas Valentina has been knocked down twice at some point, albeit one at bantamweight, so it's not much to go there. But still, though, like, there's more that you could figure out based on Valentina, just purely based on there being more film out there on her. She's had several 5-round fights. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's just more film in that regard. So I wouldn't be surprised if her, and that being Silva, and her team have already picked out certain little things that they're going to be like, okay, we're going to do this, 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 and this, and we're going to try these things. Whereas with Silva, sure, there's holes there. Everybody's got holes, but there's a lot less film of her seeing any adversity in the striking department. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, man. I do. I see what you're saying, man. There is a lot of film out there, and I really do hope that if Natalia Silva is the one that gets that title shot, man. And like I said, I know this is splitting hairs here, but I'm not against Natalia Silva getting the next title shot.
I heard you say that.
I'm not against her getting the title shot, because anybody in the division who's risen up and fought 7 times in a row and won absolutely deserves their title shot. You know what I'm saying? I just think that Silva is a much easier puzzle for Valentina than ERIN BLANCHFIELD. You know what I'm saying? So let's turn it over to ERIN BLANCHFIELD now. We've talked about Natalia Silva.
Hey,
Go
quick
ahead.
correction. Arujo versus Silva was not a split decision. That was unanimous, by the way.
Yeah, I thought that was unanimous.
That was unanimous. I just checked. But go ahead, BJ.
let's flip it over to Erin Blanchfield now. Let's talk about Let's talk about Erin Blanchfield for a second here. I don't know where Colostrum is, man, but Colostrum is the funniest dude ever, bro. Like Colostrum had me laughing so hard the other night when he said, when Erin was fighting Manolo, uh, he said Erin Brave was just swinging around and around. Yo, that was so funny, and I don't even know why that was funny, but it was funny. But Erin Blanchfield, man, see, you gotta have some sort of, and oh God, James is about to eat me alive. I just know it. I know it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. James about to eat me alive. I feel like somebody with, listen, there's levels of dog out here. You know what I'm saying? There's levels of dog. You know what I'm saying? But people like Erin Blanchfield and Juliana Pena, those are more like the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like they're more like the dogs. You know, if you want to talk about dog, you can, you turn to dog in the dictionary, it's a picture of Erin Blanchfield. You know what I'm saying? So, and that can work for her, that can work against her. Who do you think is the hardest puzzle out of the two for Valentina to figure out? Like who, and that ties into the same question as to who presents the most danger. Who's the more dangerous fighter? Everybody's building a case that Natalia Silva is the more skillful fighter. Great, I get it. Y'all may think, stand-up has a precedence over grappling anyways. So if you're an amazing stand-up fighter, you're an amazing fighter, period. Versus if you're great on the ground and lesser on the stand-up, then you need work. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a crazy comparison for me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I do object to that. I love watching Mirage.
But listen. Let me say this. Let me say this before I forget it. If Erin Blanchfield is as good on the ground as Natalia Silva is on the feet, but Erin Blanchfield needs more work than Natalia Silva. See, like, I see that right there doesn't make sense to me. Erin Blanchfield is as good on the ground as Natalia Silva is on the feet, but Erin Blanchfield needs more work than Natalia Silva. Weird compare that's where the fabric of women's MMA and MMA period is wrong for me. Like that's just totally wrong for me. So with that being said, who's the more dangerous fight? Who when the cage door closes, who's more dangerous?
All right, so you're not gonna like my answer, but not for the reason that you think.
Okay.
My answer is this. The more dangerous fighter, you have to define danger first. If you're talking about danger of being finished, for example, obviously you can make the better case for Erin, right? And it's just based on pure numbers, no subjective opinion. It's, Erin wins that argument, right? If you're talking in terms of danger in regards to the first part of your question, which is who's the more difficult person to figure out? Erin, it's like Erin is like that classic, like I don't know if it's like necessarily a classic saying, but it's like a theory of something just being simple but difficult to deal with.
Right.
It's a simple task, but it's extremely difficult. Like all you gotta do is put this stick over here in the circle or whatever. You gotta land it in the circle, but it's extremely difficult because you got like all these obstacles in the way of your path to throw the stick or whatever. That's what I'm getting at. Like Erin is a very pressure heavy, tough fighter who is extremely dangerous on the ground, but very willing to stay in the stand-up as long as necessary and durable enough to do so as well until she gets you there and typically breaks you and eventually either subs you or just wins a grind out fight. In terms of difficulty, what's the word? In terms of, the difficulty of figuring that out, not necessarily the most difficult, just hard to deal with per se. Whereas Silva, it's not the easiest thing in the world to figure out that movement, figure out her timing, because she is awkward with how she throws strikes. It's not a very specific pattern. Like, she mixes it up very well. Like, she goes to the body with her jab, she goes to the head, kicks to the body, legs, she mixes in leg kicks. I mean, she does it all. Like, and that to me, like, I get where you're coming from, dude. Like, I don't like when people bash grappling specifically myself. Like, I love watching grappling just as much as I love watching a striking dominance like Silva. Like, to me, like, both ERIN and NATALIA are like my favorite threats, both of them, because of that specific thing. Like, ERIN, I love watching her dominate in grappling. I love watching Silva dominate in striking. Like, they're very enjoyable. But like, I get what you're saying. Like, they're saying ERIN needs to work more. It's just purely because of the start of the fight is in the stand-up. That's why everyone feels like ERIN has to work more, is because officially she does, because the fight does not start where her strongest element is. Whereas Silva, as soon as the bell rings, she's already where she wants to be. So naturally, she doesn't have to work as hard to get where she needs to be. And now that's not to say that ERIN can't get where she needs to be, but depending on the opponent, it could be easy versus very difficult. Whereas, like, for example, Manon, it was a lot more difficult for her to get the fight where she preferred it to be.
Right.
And she had to work a lot harder. Whereas opposed to Silva, if she fought Manon, she don't gotta do nothing. She's already where she wants to be. And she's already been using that particular strength, and she's already perfected that skill. That's her best skill, and she gets to immediately start there. It's an unfair advantage. It really is. It'd be interesting if there was like a custom rules where MMA fights start, like, you know, where someone's in somebody's guard or something. You know what I mean? But we don't got that. You feel me? But I think that's why people would make the argument that she has to work harder. But I will say, like, I don't think it's an impossibility in any stretch that ERIN can't get her hands on Valentina. I do believe, though, that based on past results of, you know, related fights, ERIN would end up taking a lot of damage in the process of trying to get her hands on Valentina. Whereas Silva, maybe she has a better chance because at least at the bare minimum, her striking would fare better in a kickboxing match against Val as opposed to ERIN's, just based on the skill sets.
But
And because
kickboxers get destroyed by Valentina. Kickboxers get absolutely destroyed by Valentina. Look at the kickboxers in Valentina. I mean Holly Holm, you know what I'm saying? Whooped. Katlyn Chookagian whooped. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who else? I mean, you know, Wei Lee whooped.
But you know the difference between
go ahead.
The difference between those fighters that you mentioned, with the exception of Wei Lee
and Manon,
they didn't have that same gap that I keep talking about, man. They don't have that same gap between the level of damage they inflict on their opponents over a long stretch and the level of damage that their opponents inflict on them. That's the one X factor that I keep going back to. I don't mean to be annoying with it, but that's the thing that intrigues me so much, is I've only seen Val do it. And Joanna, really. Other than that, I haven't seen anyone create that big of a gap between them and their opponent in the striking realm. Silva's the only one. And the crazy thing is, she's not finishing everybody. So there's been plenty of time and opportunity for people to make a comeback. And correct me if I'm wrong, Silva's never lost a third round. So, you know, it's not like people it's not like she gets off to a good start and then eventually people figure it out. Like, nah, like it gets worse as the fight goes on. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's I mean, both matches interest me. Um, but I will say this. Silva's matchup interests me more just because we haven't seen her lose yet. We haven't seen her get her taste defeat yet.
We didn't see Manon lose like that either.
Yeah, you're right.
No, we ain't see Manon lose like that either. You know what I'm saying? It seems like girls that beat Valentina have to go through some sort of adversity. Grasso did in that Macy Barber fight. You know what I'm saying? Like Grasso had to go through some adversity to get that win.
Hey,
and then another thing too about ERIN Blanchfield that she has over Natalia Silva is going to that dark place. And see, I'm a man of intangibles. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the tangible things like ERIN's jiu-jitsu and things like that, like those are understood things. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff is understood. But I'm an intangible type of motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Natalia ain't never had to go to that dark place. And in a fight with Valentina, it's very highly possible that you have to go to that dark place. Manon had to go to that dark place. You know what I'm saying? And Manon lost. You know what I'm saying? She got a touch of that dark place in that fight with ERIN Blanchfield because ERIN never let off the gas against Manon Fiore. Like Manon was on the defense the entire fight against ERIN Blanchfield. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and she ended up winning that fight. You know, sometimes you see these defensive fighters, you know, win fights, kind of like the Elimele McFarlane and Juliana Velasquez fight. I will remember that fight for the rest of my life because that was a clear robbery. You know what I'm saying? But that was the most blatant robbery I think I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you know, Valentina is the type of fighter that'll take you to that dark place. How does Natalia Silva function in that dark place? Is she battle tested and ready to go to that dark place? When Valentina takes her to that dark place, when the stuff that she's doing is not working and she's bleeding and she's battered because she's never been bleeding and battered in the UFC, just like Manon. We just saw this play out with Manon Fiore. We never saw Manon battered and bleeding, nose broke, eyes swollen. We never ever saw Manon have to go through that. And that was what I said coming into that fight. What are we gonna see when it comes to that? And Manon, I have to give her credit, you know what I'm saying, because she pulled some other tools out of her bag. You know what I'm saying? She pulled some other tools out of her bag. She kind of got into the rhythm of what Valentina was doing, and she didn't get battered and beat up in those other rounds like she did in that first round. She still lost, but she didn't get battered and beat up on it. You know what I'm saying? Can Natalia adjust to swim in those black, dark waters? We've seen ERIN Blanchfield. When ERIN Blanchfield, she jumps head first and dives into the black waters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's where she thrives. People like ERIN Blanchfield and Julie. You took it out my mouth. You took the words out of my mouth. Fighters like ERIN Blanchfield, Juliana Pena, the UFC strawweight champion Mackenzie Dern. You know what I'm saying? See, girls, but see, Dern get a little bit too sometimes. You know, Dern get a little bit too reckless sometimes. Like Dern, I love Dern, but if Dern gonna be a chaotic fighter, she gonna have to tune it up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But those girls like Pena and ERIN Blanchfield, man, they stand face to face, nose to nose with the dark waters, man. And so, you know, I don't fear ERIN Blanchfield in the dark waters. I don't fear it at all, man. I don't fear it one bit. But Natalia Silva, we don't know. We don't know.
You're right. You absolutely right. We don't know. But I'm just gonna give the little bit that I do have. Obviously, the two fights where we seen her on her back. It's not the same as blood, but obviously she ain't want to be there, right? So there's those two examples. But one thing that stands out to me about Natalia Silva, that, and I encourage anybody to go verify this, take a look at her typology, bro. This girl started out 1-4.
And who's typology?
Natalia Silva. This chick
Okay.
started out 1-4 in her pro career. I don't know about you. I don't know about a lot of people. But if I lose it something like 3-4 times and I'm only won like once, I'm already gonna be like, man, this ain't for me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I just look at a record like that and I look at the fighter she is today, and I look at I'm like, she had plenty of opportunity to be like, I'm not that one. You feel what I'm saying?
Could you
Maybe this
break it
ain't
up,
for me.
Start your point over. You was breaking up.
Oh, sorry, man. So basically I was telling people to, if they get an opportunity, to look at Natalia Silva's typology, man, because this girl started out 1-4 as a pro. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know about a lot of people, but if you start out 1-4, most girls, they hit their first loss and they out of there. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe 2 and then they're gone. This girl started out with 4 losses and only 1 win. That to me says a lot, because, and especially for her to make it to the UFC after a start like that, I mean, it's not much to go on, but it does tell me that she's committed to the game. And from what I've seen in interviews and training videos and this, that, and the other, like, she's not out here, doing the Aileen Perez like route. You know what I'm saying? She's very serious about her
Oh,
craft. You know what I'm saying?
whoa. What's the Island Perez route? Because Island Perez is in that cage. So what's the Island
I know what I'm
Perez
saying.
route?
What I'm getting at is she's not on IG, doing like the sexy and this, that, and like it's strictly like training videos, all this, that, and the other. Like, not to say that Eileen Perez ain't serious, but what I'm getting at is Natalia Silva strikes me as someone who takes this very serious and is very dedicated, especially considering how she started out. Most girls that got in the UFC, they're like, what, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, like their first 4 to 6 fights. For her to go through that and then come back, and I don't know. I just feel as though she takes it serious, and from the little bit of grappling we saw, I don't think she's a fish out of water. You know what I'm saying? Like, I find that hard to believe. You know what I'm saying? If things get murky, if things get dark, I feel like she'll be able to survive it. I feel like she can adjust. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if she'll start wrestling. I doubt it. I really do. I ain't gonna lie. But what I do know is she's someone who takes this game serious. And I feel as though she's gonna come in there prepared. Whether it be if things get dark in there, if things get, rough and they're down or whatever, like, I definitely feel like she ain't necessarily like a quitter out there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. A
We
lot of
don't
it is
know if she a quitter
speculation,
though.
though.
Like
Huh?
we don't know if she a quitter though. We don't know if she a quitter though. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know if there's any quit in Natalia Silva. She ain't fought Valentina yet. She ain't fought ERIN Blanchfield yet. She should have fought ERIN Blanchfield. That's who the fight should have been. It shouldn't have been Tracy Cortez versus ERIN Blanchfield. It should have been Natalia Silva versus ERIN Blanchfield. So we could have really seen who the real title contender was. Because ERIN Blanchfield would
I
have went in there
mean,
and whooped Natalia Silva. She'd have slept Natalia Silva. She would have
Well,
slept Natalia Silva. Y'all can say what you want to. She'd have slept her.
we don't know that.
No, wait,
Aaron
hold on,
Blanchfield.
no, Jack.
Aaron Blanchfield might have
Go
got
ahead.
slept if she ran into some shots. You know what I'm saying? That's a possibility
No,
too. Because
I'm just trolling. I'm just trolling. But James says BJ banking on Aaron's heart. Basically, no, I'm not. I'm not banking on Aaron's heart. I pointed out her skill set multiple times over. Multiple times over.
What I will say is this though, right? As far as Aaron and Natalia needing to fight, we didn't need to get that fight. We should have had Natalia versus Valentina this past weekend. That's what should have happened, truth be told. If we're being real, there shouldn't have been no Wei Lee fight. It should have just been, because like I said, there's not a more credible and more higher weighted win to earn a title shot than beating the former champion in their first fight after the belt. The only other win that holds more weight is beating the champion in a non-title fight. That's it. There is no other fight that you could win that holds more weight. So for me, there's no way we needed to get an Aaron versus Natalia fight. And it wouldn't make sense. Here's why. Why would you have those two fight? Non-title fight when you could potentially have them fight in a title fight. Even from a promotional side, it don't make sense. I would much rather get Natalia and Aaron in a 5-round fight for a title than ruin one of their momentums en route to a title shot against Valentina. I'd much rather have that. I think a lot of people would agree with me. I don't know, but I just don't like the idea.
But how come that wasn't the narrative when it was Manon and Aaron, when they made Manon versus Aaron? How come that wasn't the narrative?
Oh no, I definitely was one of the people that said that fight should have never happened. Manon and Aaron, nah, that should have never happened.
Okay.
The only thing that messed that up was the Grasso trilogy. That's the only reason that fight happened.
Yeah. Okay.
That did not need to happen. Yeah, but we can agree on that. But yeah, like I just feel like there's not a bigger fight you could win other than beating Valentina in a non-title fight. Say she went to 135 and it wasn't for the belt and you beat her there. Like that's the only fight you could possibly win that held more weight than beating Grasso the way that she did. Like, I'm not picking on James. She did it in one go round, and Valentina took 3 times to walk away with the belt. Like, that says a lot. Say what you want about how much we should, but that is very significant way to beat the former champion in their first fight after they were just champion. Right. This is the same person that took Valentina to a trilogy, and this girl just beat her. I don't know how you could not earn a title shot after that. The fact that they booked Wei Lee versus Valentina, that was criminal, dog. Like I'm not even gonna hold no punches.
I agree.
That was criminal.
Yeah, I wasn't for that fight either, man. I really wasn't. I was not for that fight. I really wanted to see Valentina versus Natalia Silva. You know, I wanted to see that next. But I'm telling you, I'm worried about Natalia. I am, man, and I just can't help but to feel like that.
I'm worried about either one if they fight her, because it's Valentina though. Go ahead though. Sorry.
I just feel weird for her. You know what I'm saying? But guys, we're coming up on the last part, the last half of Real Naked Smoke episode 3, guys. So I'm gonna chime in, Mr. James Perez here, but I'm worried about Natalia, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just feel like there's some things that there's some boxes that Natalia could have checked. You know, and the reality is that she didn't check those boxes, but it still doesn't take away the fact that I think she should have had those boxes checked before going into this fight, man. Because if this fight drags out to round 4 and we see a gassed Natalia Silva, then y'all gonna eat Natalia Silva for dinner. Y'all are going to eat her for dinner. You know what I'm saying? And that's the last thing that I want for somebody that is challenging for the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to, if you challenging for the belt, then I want you to be 100% ready to challenge for the belt. I don't want no halfway title challenges coming in. Like I want some people who mentally and physically ready to go in there and do it, because I like championship fights to be good fights. You know what I'm saying? I like good long fights. You know what I'm saying? And Natalia just ain't never had that 5-round experience, man. And that just, it just is just weird. But James, you got anything to say, man? What's up, man?
Uh-oh.
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
Uh-oh, here we go. Here we
Yo,
go.
It
yeah.
is a true rear naked smoke now.
Now, this is a true real naked smoke. Yes,
Yo,
sir.
how you like that light work, man? How you like that laughable work, bro? How you
Hey,
like
I gotta
that
give you props on
easy
that, bro.
work?
Easy
For
Yo,
work.
those who aren't familiar, James will not hold any punches. I try to be respectful. He will not. He will go at anybody that comes at
Nope.
Valentina. Just be
Nope.
warned.
yo, bro,
James is a true trooper.
what the hell was this super fight? Super fight? Super fight, bro. They call this shit a super fight, man. Can you believe that shit, bro? Bro, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. The first knee was supposed to be a knockdown, but it ended up being disguised as a takedown, bro. My man, the first knee that she caught her with, I swear to God, she was supposed to like get knocked down. But what she do? She like hold Bullet. She hold on to her, and then Bullet didn't have to do shit, bro, to take her down after that knee. And the whole fight, bro, the whole fight, man, they were talking about she hits harder. They were talking about she's faster. Bro, all they bring up after the fight now is the size. Is the size difference, bro? I mean, sure, Bullet was a little bigger, but come on, bro. Bro, she was faster. She hurt her multiple times. She could have stopped her. She hit harder, bro. The knees throughout the fight and the body kicks, bro. That was like some baseball bat type shit, bro. Like she abused her body, bro. And she could have stopped her on the ground too. But anyways, just to talk about the who has a better who has a better shot not to bow down or has a better shot to survive against the one, my man. Put it this way: Erin, she fought better fighters as a whole up until now in the UFC. Okay, but Erin, to me, the only reason she has a shot is because of Bullet. If Bullet put an emphasis to keep it on the feet, Erin would either be in the hospital on a stretcher, or Erin would get like KO'd like Jessica Ice style, bro. Okay?
Ooh.
Okay? If Bullet puts an emphasis to keep it on the feet like Natalia does against her opponents, Erin would be dead, bro. Like she's nothing for the one. The only reason Erin has a shot, and she has a shot, I mean, it's a fight at the end of the day, everyone has a shot. It is because Bullet will entertain the grappling and give her a shot when she entertains the grappling. But yeah, bro, I mean, Bullet will just do Bullet at the end of the day against Erin. I mean, you can give her a shot depending on if Bullet, like people say, she makes mistakes here and there, like against Santos, like the head toss mistake that she made a couple times. So, bro, I don't know, man. I still think that people still underestimate Bullet's ground game. Like even if she takes her down, bro.
But a lot of people underestimate Erin's stand up too. Zaman, that's a great comment.
No,
Erin
bro,
isn't that
no.
clueless.
Her stand up is trash, bro. Compared to the one,
No,
we're
it's not
talking,
trash. No,
bro.
no,
We're talking.
no.
Wait. We're talking compared to Bullet, bro. We're talking compared to Bullet, bro.
I'm not talking compared to Bullet. I'm talking.
But she's
period.
fighting Bullet, bro. She's fighting Bullet. We're talking about the fight with Bullet, so it doesn't matter if she's good against other girls, bro. So against Bullet, bro, I mean, she's laughable work on the feet. But since Bullet will engage the grappling with her and like will basically will go like they'll go against the cage and but I don't think that Erin will. I mean, she could take Bullet down. It's not impossible. She could take her down, but people act like if Erin is on top, it's a wrap for Bullet. Like I said, bro.
That's a dangerous spot, though. That's a bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that she can give her more chances. Bullet can make the fight with Erin way more competitive than it has to be, you know? So she could give her more of a shot.
But that wouldn't be Valentina throwing Erin a bone. That would be Erin putting Valentina in a bad position.
No, I'm saying wait. I'm saying if Bullet puts an emphasis, like she really, like, in her game plan, she's like, fuck it. For the most part, we're keeping this fight on the feet. If she puts an emphasis on it and she goes out of her way, like that's her game plan, and forces it to stay on the feet like Manon did against Erin, Erin doesn't see 5 rounds, or she's destroyed, like way more destroyed. Like Manon didn't destroy her in terms of damage, but she like beat her.
She couldn't,
So,
because Erin was in her face the whole time. She couldn't.
no, man. Okay, but what I'm saying is this.
Manon couldn't have destroyed Erin on the feet if she tried.
No, because she
in her face.
No, because, yo, bro. Okay, put it this way, man. Let's cut to the chase. This guy, I like it when like, you know, we go back and forth. Put it this way, bro. If the fight was a five round stand up fight, okay, with Bullet and Erin. No. Let's say it's MMA, but let's say Bullet is able to keep her on the feet like Manon was able to keep her on the feet. You think that it'll be the same type of fight on the feet that she had against Manon against Bullet?
I don't know.
My man, do you know how do you know that she could only take a what? Go ahead.
I'm gonna put it like this. Craziest shit has happened, and I'm gonna use 2 examples. You know what I'm saying? Misha Tate whooped Holly Holm, and Juliana Pena whooped Amanda Nunes. I don't care what you say. I've seen it happen.
I mean, bro, if you're just talking about like if you're hoping, if you're like your Santa Claus type shit, bro, like, yeah, okay, anything can happen, bro.
That's not. I'm not wishing for it to happen. I'm not.
No. But you're talking.
I'm just saying that's like that's you're talking world class mixed martial artist here.
My man, we're comparing. You're talking world class martial artist in terms of the UFC, in terms of at the top of the division, sure. But are you talking about world class striking? You think that at the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, anything can happen. That's basically what you just said. Anything can happen. Okay, cool. Anything can happen, bro. But at the end of the day, let's talk like common sense, bro. Like if it stays on the feet, bro, you know for a fact your girl's only chance is grappling wise and finding a submission and taking her down and whatever, bro. Like hopefully you don't think that your girl is gonna beat her on.
I'm not saying Erin Blanchfield gonna go out here and knock Valentina out. That's not what I'm saying. But if it's one thing that Erin does and utilizes her first of all, let me say this comment. First of all, Erin Blanchfield's striking she's good enough on the feet where she can be competitive with anybody in the division. So let's
Hell no, bro. Stop it, bro. Stop it.
Let's not put Erin Blanchfield's stand-up game in the trash like y'all did a whole lot of other fighters in the division. You know what I'm saying? Who keep showing us fight after fight that they're good on the feet, like the King, Casey O'Neill. The way y'all trash Casey O'Neill striking, you know what I'm saying? And fight after fight, she keeps showing us that she's good on the feet. But when it comes to Erin Blanchfield, though, one thing that Erin Blanchfield does do that's very good is she sets up her entries with strikes. She sets it up, and she only falls back on her striking if she has to. And I'm pretty confident in Erin as a fighter to not lead with that in a Valentina fight. Erin Blanchfield's not stupid. She's not stupid.
Okay, but bro, what I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, bro, she can be as good as you want her to be, man. Anyone with the least amount of common sense knows that Erin is garbage compared to Bullet on the feet.
Oh, that's crazy.
Garbage, bro. Not just trash. Like pure garbage, bro. But if you believe otherwise, it's okay, bro. No problem.
Juliana Pena was.
My man, Nunes is not as good as Bullet on the feet, bro. Nunes is not. The phony goat is not as good as the one on the feet. Are you crazy?
She outstruck.
Yo, the phony goat has trash. Bro, the phony goat is nowhere near as good as the one on the feet. If you think that Nunes is as good as Bullet on the feet, you're tripping, bro. She's not as good. She's good on the feet, but she's not as good. And she's definitely not as defensively responsible. Bro, Bullet is the best defensive female fighter ever
But
by a
Amanda
mile.
Nunes,
By a mile, bro. Nunes did shit to Bullet.
right,
She just won the
James.
lottery against Bullet.
Right, James.
But listen,
But
let's
Amanda Nunes went tit. Hold on. She went tit for tat with Valentina in the second fight and won.
No, she didn't go tit for tat. She didn't go tit for tat. That's a lie, bro. That's a false narrative. She got outstruck and won the fucking lottery, but she didn't go tit for tat. But go ahead.
Bro, Amanda Nunes was showing a very high level IQ on the feet in that fight with Valentina Shevchenko because she knew she had to. And dude, James, I know you're a Valentina fan, man, but Amanda Nunes won that first. She won that second fight.
She won the first fight. You crazy, bro. You're crazy if you think she won Give me the rounds. Give me the rounds she won in the second fight, bro, right now.
Well, maybe I need to rewatch it, but
rewatch it. Please rewatch it. Please rewatch it too.
I remember the stand-up portions of that fight.
1000% she got outstruck, bro, and she was confused on the feet the whole fight. She won. Yo, wait. She won the first fight. I'll give you that. She won the first fight. The second fight, 1000% she got screwed, and the phony goat acted like she won the lottery when they gave her the decision. She couldn't believe she got the win, but it's okay, bro. Let's go back to ERIN BLANCHFIELD before I go to Natalia real quick. ERIN BLANCHFIELD, she has heart, bro. She's more tested against top competition compared to Natalia. Like I said, bro, ERIN BLANCHFIELD is a good fighter that's not good on the feet compared to the one. Compared to other girls, she's all right on the feet, but most girls at 125 aren't that good on the feet. Like they're okay. Compared to the one, they're whatever, bro. So on the feet, it's whatever. But since Bullet's game is not like Natalia, Bullet is not like Natalia puts an emphasis to keep it on the feet. That's why I agree with what to be said before. Natalia dominates her fights. Natalia, she barely loses rounds, you know? That's why her stock is high, because no one touches her. And that's how real I am, bro. I even said that Natalia beat Grasso worse than Bullet beat Grasso. Like better, basically, for Natalia, you know? That's how real I am. I even said the fan beat Santos better than Bullet beat Santos. But that doesn't mean nothing at the end of the day, bro. It is what it is. So to go back to ERIN, she has the intangibles. ERIN, you know what type of fighter she is? She's one-dimensional, which is like she has her strength, which is on the ground. On the feet, she's all right. But she has a lot of heart, a lot of determination, and she won't quit on herself. You have to beat her. She won't beat herself. Like against Rose, bro. Rose was winning the first 2 rounds easy. The third round, whatever, Rose went for the takedown and it turned against her. And then she lost the last 2 rounds. So ERIN doesn't give up on herself. She comes from behind. So she has the intangibles, like you're saying. But that works against someone that lacks intangibles, like Rose, bro. Rose, you don't know which Rose is going to show up on fight night. You know? Rose, I'm the best in the world. Ah, shut up. You know, when you know you're the one, bro. You walk like a stoic and you fucking go on a mission. You execute like
ERIN BLANCHFIELD.
Like the one, bro. You put on these fucking these fucking phone. I mean, like I said, ERIN, I'm not gonna trash her heart because she showed she has heart. She can come back from behind. Even against Santos, she was getting lit up in the first round before she put her on the fence for like the whole second round, and she came back. Even the last fight, she was losing the first round. But like I said, bro, that works against these girls that lack something, bro. ERIN's gonna open the door for you, like gonna give you the exit. Like you're gonna take the exit or not. And a lot of girls take the exit. Bullet will shut that door down and whoop your punk ass and tell you, bro, are you crazy, bro? You thought you was gonna get me like this easy tonight? So, anyways, bro, Bullet, the thing with Bullet has everything, bro. Everything in spades, bro. Skill, speed, power, hunger, Heart. And another thing you said about Heart, bro, you call the Pena and ERIN dogs, and there's level 2 dogs, which I agree. And both of them, and wait, and both of them are dogs. But the thing that you don't get, bro, is the only reason you call them dogs is because they have to show their dog, because they get whooped and take it. You understand? They can take it. So they show you that they're getting whooped and they can take it. But Bullet is so damn good that you barely see her ever getting whooped at all, bro. So she doesn't have to show you her dog, nowhere near as much as ERIN does. But the one time that she had to show you her dog, bro, in the first Nunes fight, she was getting beat up. In the second round, she came back to beat up Nunes way worse than she did in the second. Okay, she showed her dog that she could take it and come back. Then you have the Grasso 2 fight. She knocked her down, and against the cage, Grasso landed some knees, all that. Bullet took it all, then came back, then got screwed by Lord Bell. Even the Grasso one, bro, when she lost, bro, compare Nunes, how she lost to Pena, to Bullet, how she lost to Grasso. My man, as soon as it hit the ground, the submission was barely locked in. Nunes tapped, live to fight another day. Nunes doesn't have dog. Bullet, bro, she tried to fight the submission. My man, it took like 30, 45 seconds before she reluctantly tapped. So anyways, bro, bottom line, bro, ERIN is good, lacks skills. She's good at what she does. And the only reason she'll put up a fight is because Bullet will entertain the grappling and possibly give her a chance, make it more risky and more dangerous than she has to. This is for ERIN. But she will never outdog Bullet. Bullet won't run out of gas. Bullet, nothing, bro. Bullet, everything positive you need in a fighter, Bullet has it in spades. Now, Natalia Silva, okay, Natalia Silva, first of all, I agree that Natalia should be next because, bro, she has like what? How many fight win streak? 7?
Yeah.
Okay, and she barely lost a round. She might, like, I don't know all her fights. You can tell me to beast. She barely lost a round. So the fact, like he said to Beast before, she's the only girl that dominates these girls like Bullet and whatever. And in some cases, you can say that she looked even more dominant than Bullet as a whole because, like he already said, we haven't really seen anyone do nothing to Natalia up until now. But who has she fought? Okay, I mean, she didn't fight she fought Grasso, you could say, but Grasso came off the fucking toy job. You know, after we played for 5 rounds, made her look like a fucking like little sister, basically, like our daughter, bro. Forget little sister, man. You know, but it's okay, bro. It's okay. You still give credit to Natalia. She whooped her clean. Was good whooping, even better whooping than Bullet whooped the Grasso. But at the end of the day, bro, Natalia Silva, for me, the strength she has, she's fast. That's a good thing that she needs to have against Bullet because Bullet is fast too. So it might be a wash. It might cancel itself.
That's one of those things that could really, really help Natalia, though, is her speed because she does have the speed. Somebody made a comment earlier that ERIN BLANCHFIELD was flat-footed. No, ERIN BLANCHFIELD is not flat-footed. She's got decent footwork for a jiu-jitsu girl. So yeah, we're not gonna.
So anyways, Natalia, she's good.
Read this comment, James. Jarman said she had a tough grappling moment against Blader. She kind of did, though.
I don't know. Like I said, you know me, bro. I don't watch all these fights. It is what it is. And how long ago was it?
It was a while ago, but she almost got subbed by Blader. Go ahead.
Second fight.
Second fight.
Okay, bro. So, anyways, let's say we give her a pass. Okay, we don't know, bro. We don't know. Like on paper, we expect Bullet to, of course, be a better grappler and even be better on the ground. But will she even like? How long will Natalia be able to defend the takedowns and keep it on the feet? That's basically the real question. Because on the feet, Natalia could have some success. But even when I say success, bro, don't ever think that she'll have the success that she had against these other girls, bro. Don't ever think that Natalia will even come close to lighting Bullet up on the feet. Bullet is just too good defensively, bro. You know when they call her
I
boring,
agree.
boring,
No,
aka
I agree.
so she could have some success. Of course, she can land some shots, but she won't do what she did to other girls to Bullet. I mean, we agree on that, even if it stays on the feet.
Right. Just like Manon wasn't able to do what she was able to do to other
Yeah,
girls.
bro, Mano just got saved by her size, and she has strength, and she's big, like she's fucking huge, and she was able to keep her on the cage, and I even blame Bullet for some part of the Mano fight. Bullet could have wrecked her even more, but it's okay, bro, it's okay. So, anyways, Natalia, she's good on the feet, bro. She's tricky. She, in my opinion, she'll beat everyone in the division. Besides,
James,
maybe
James, you're
what?
so funny, man. Like the way your accent says certain words, it's funny.
Yeah, you like that shit, huh? Fucking guy,
he
man.
said, he
And
said, he said she's tricky. Yeah,
yeah, you're crazy, bro. Anyways, bro.
go
No,
ahead,
she's good
man.
on she's good on the feet, Natalia. I think she beats everyone because, bro, let's keep it real, man. Natalia's thing is she's good on the feet, bro, and she has good takedown defense, and she's fast, and she moves a lot, bro, and like she has a tricky style. So none of them are able to basically like trap her and take her down and like impose their fight on her because no one's gonna beat her on the feet besides the one. You know, I'm putting the one outside of it. That's why she'll probably be able to put her like game plan in her fight and impose it and come out on top against everyone. You know, so she's tough to beat. But against Bullet, bro, okay. Let's say even she has some success on the feet against Bullet. Cool. I mean, Bullet will have her success too. That's what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, bro, like when we say, like when you talked before against Grasso, like how she lit Grasso up, what she did, cool. Bro, she's not doing that to Bullet, bro. Like she'll land her shots,
No.
she'll land some shots, but at the end of the day, bro, Natalia has much more to worry about than Bullet has to. Bullet is way more complete. Bullet is way more like timing. Like, okay, one time you're on the feet, out of nowhere you get taken down. There's a lot. Like, she's way more
Yep,
complete.
yep. That's the thing. That's
She's
what
way
I'm
more
saying.
complete.
That's the point. You see what now?
But
You see what I'm saying? Two Beats, like not trying to gang up on you here. That's what I'm saying. Like there's things that Natalia needs more.
but
There's things that
but
she
bro,
needs going into the
I agree with Two Beast on one thing because I still think that in a way, I honestly, if you put a gun to my head and you said, "Yo, okay, who like who might pose more things and more difficulties and more like who's going to be tougher and who has a better chance overall?" I would probably still say Natalia in a way because what she does pretty good. So I'm not saying, so I'm still expecting it to be competitive on the feet to a degree. My only question against Natalia is how easily Bullet will take her down. Because if it stays on the feet, I mean, Natalia has a chance too. You know, you can't say she has no
yes,
chance. That's her strength. But what I'm saying is, bro, when you put all these girls, okay, if you just take the last girls, you take Wei Li against all the straw weights, then you put her against Bullet, how she looked, bro. Okay, then you take Manon against all the flyweights, you put her against Bullet, how she looked, bro, especially on the feet at a distance. So anyone that fights Bullet, bro, they're not gonna look the same against Bullet. That's the whole thing at the end of the day. So Natalia will have her chances, but she won't look like she does against other girls against Bullet. That's for sure. So how quick will Bullet take her down? And how like the distance management, bro. I think that distance management, when you know the distance, when you got it on point, that's a huge part of the of
I
having
think
the advantage
Valentina
of
gonna
having the
figure her out.
advantage
So
in a fight. Yeah, yeah, like
but
you know, and
Valentina is going to figure. She's going to figure out Natalia Silva so fast. Like I can see it, man. Like Val start bouncing, doing that little bounce on her toes. You know what I'm saying? Like that little bounce she was doing. She was bouncing in there like hell against Wei Li. When she found Wei Li, man, it was when she found Wei Li, it was over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she Valentina get in there, she get the gauging and bouncing on her toes like she does.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? When she's trying to gauge it, dude, I feel like we will see when Valentina lands clean, and she will, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see I really hope that Natalia doesn't have that deer in headlights moment. Like I
Well,
really hope, you know, that Megan. Go ahead, Two Beasts.
You gonna say the Megan Anderson? Let's hope
The
that.
Megan Anderson, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. If we're comparing Natalia to Wei Lee, again, right? I keep emphasizing the gap. Wei Lee has been knocked down before on multiple occasions in one fight. Wei Lee has had a back and forth war with the likes of Joanna, right? Where both of them came out with lumps. And Wei Lee has been knocked out before by Rose. Wei Lee and Natalia are two completely different strikers. And Natalia is bigger and properly acclimated to flyweight as opposed to Wei Lee. So,
but that's not what we're doing, bro. That's not what we're doing. Not to cut you off, that's not what we're really doing. We're not comparing them just as strikers on the feet. I'm saying, bro, take anyone, bro. Take Nunes. Take the phony goat, bro. Take the phony goat. Take the phony goat and watch her fights against everyone else. Put her against the real goat, bro. Watch the difference, bro.
Split
No
decision
one.
as opposed to unanimous and knockouts all across the board. That's the difference.
Who?
I was
No,
saying like the difference.
I see what you try to do, but you misunderstood me. But go ahead, bro. We'll clear it up. We'll clear it up, bro. Go ahead. What you said, bro? I said put the phony goat against Cyborg. Put her against Rousey. Put her against Tate.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay. So what you say?
Everybody else against. When she was
okay.
It was a split decision with Shevchenko, and then everybody else, it was knockouts and
okay. Yeah. Okay, you got it. So, but even the split, but bottom line, I'm just saying, like, when you fight Bullet, bro, what I'm trying to say, even the second fight, even the screw job, okay? If you look just at the visuals of the fights, people were calling the fight boring and shit. Why do you think it was like boring and whatever, bro? This fight was defensive, bro. Has the phony goat ever been accused of being defensive, bro? Who's the defensive fighter? Who imposed truly their fight at the end of the day? You understand? Against Bullet, bro, all I'm trying to say is when you fight other girls, you look like you look, bro. Like Manon looked against all these girls and whatever. When you fight Bullet, at the end of the day, you're fighting her fight, bro. The girl, I'm not super technical to tell you why they end up fighting her fight, bro. All I know is factually, basically, even the fight that she lost to Grasso, they were still fighting Bullet's fight up until the end. Even the second fight, even the screw job with Nunes, even the Santos fight, besides she did a couple mistakes. At the end of the day, bro, they're always fighting Bullet's fight, man. They're never, no one ever came close to dominating her for a while. Some people had moments. All you can have against Bullet, from what we saw up until now, is moments. You know? So Natalia, she'll do her thing, but bro, whatever you see Natalia against all these girls, it won't be the same against Bullet, bro. Bullet just knows how to she has all the experience in the world. Natalia's style might seem tricky to most girls. I mean, it's still a good style. But it's whatever, bro. It's nothing it's nothing that's gonna be holy shit, oh, I'm confused. Nah, bro.
Check this
Hey,
out.
BJ, did you see that?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, BJ, did you see that link I posted? Well, it was your poll, I think. It was the guy from AG Fight. He was interviewing Valentina. It was like a little clip.
No, but it's in the comments of the poll.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me look at it real quick.
Let
me see. Yeah, man, posted a link. Let me go look and see, man.
But bro, Two Beasts. I still agree that's not.
Let's listen together. Wait a minute.
Turn that goddamn. I swear I hate that auto dub shit, man.
It doesn't. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, I can't hear nothing either.
Yeah, there's no sound coming from it.
You gotta turn that auto dub off. It's auto dubbing it. If you go to the settings of the video, it change it to Portuguese because it's set to the AI English dub,
Yeah.
and
Okay,
because
there we
it's
go.
not okay.
Listen. Listen.
What do you think about Natalia Silva, the Brazilian fighter, top one in your weight division?
Oh, she's very good fighter. She has very unique style of fighting, and I like her style. Yes, and she's young. She's very motivated. So I just wishing like keep going to her, like wishing to her keep going and like keep do what she's good at.
Eventually, you guys are gonna face off each other, right?
Eventually, probably, most likely, but it's not any mutual or not mutual, but respect.
Absolutely, how it was supposed to be, right?
Yes, this is what about
Yeah,
that
that's
is
what
what
I said. I don't
martial
know why they kept that, but yeah.
Valentina,
Yo,
one thing
yo,
about
bro,
Valentina,
that laugh was diabolical, bro. That laugh was
Valentina knows how to throw shade. Like I
nah,
don't
bro. She knows that they're easy work, bro. That's the thing, bro.
She knows.
She knows that they're good.
Valentina knows how to say things without actually saying it.
I don't even think that I don't even think that it's like purposely a sneak diss. I just think that she's herself, and it comes out how it comes out, and her being herself, like you can tell that at the end of the day, bro, all these girls, I'll face all of them. They all look good until they step up and they have me in front of them. Bro, it's as simple as that, man. The girl knows that she's her, bro. And she is her until proven otherwise, you know? I mean, Silva could, bro, everyone can win at the end of the day. But, bro, to make it simple, I think Silva should be next. I think Silva deserves it more. I even think that Silva, not that she's like, who's the bigger puzzle? Like I said, bro, it all depends how easy Bullet can take Silva down. And she has more, of course, on the feet. It could be interesting to a degree. ERIN, the only reason why it's interesting is because Bullet engages in the grappling. And she might give her a shot because she engages in the grappling. If she didn't, I mean, ERIN would get lit up like all night. And yeah, I still think Silva should be next. She deserves it, but it depends. The UFC might score, bro. Bro, they could still do ERIN.
Dude, we gotta talk about that too, man. We talk about this fight, but it probably won't even get booked. They'll probably give it to ERIN. It's anyone but
They might
Silva,
give it
man.
to ERIN, bro. But yeah, but I don't know I don't know, bro. Like, why would they give it to ERIN, bro? Because she's American or what?
Nah, I don't know what it is, man, but I think maybe Silva is like very lacking in like some sort of number or metric that they're looking at, and they're just.
Don't nobody want to see it. Don't nobody want to see Natalia still. They don't even know.
Nah, bro. Yo, Two Beast. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Natalia Silva, let's not act like she deserved the title shot for a while and they still haven't given it to her. Bro, she just got the title shot. Like, if you want to say she should have got it instead of Wei Li, okay, cool. But they wanted to do the super fight, the super fight. Yeah, right.
Well, listen, James, I'm getting ready to close this thing down in a few minutes. So go ahead and say your closing thoughts, and then I'm gonna get to we're gonna jump off.
Bro, at the end of the day, man, it was a good fight. The last fight, man, good fucking ass whooping. They'll never mention this bum with the one ever, bro, in the same sentence. And not that I dislike her, but fucking all the phony narratives around, like before the fight, and now they're saying, oh, it was just size. Yeah, whatever. Okay, and besides that, for this fight, bro, I don't really care who's next. I prefer Natalia. I always told Two Beast his girl is next. I think she'll be next, but you never know. The Kayla thing, Kayla can get that work too. That's how much of a G the one is. That's how much of a G the one is, bro. She'll fight a fucking humongous girl, bro, beyond the giant. That's how great she is. But I don't think it's gonna be next anyway, so no worries. She'll fight at one. She'll defend her belt again before, if she moves up. and I think it's going to be Natalia. I think Natalia deserves it. But if the UFC fucking plays games, bro, they could give it to ERIN. Or don't be surprised if they still fight it out, bro. It's possible. I heard Tubi saying he doesn't want them to fight it out and like eliminate one contender. You never know, bro. And the last thing I'm gonna say, it depends when Bullet's gonna come back, bro. You know, Bullet has a couple of things. She might be back. I think she'll be back in like maybe 8 months, 9 months. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, bro, I still give Natalia a better shot, but I don't really care, bro. In my mind, both of their ass belongs to the one, bro. They can have it back to back on the same night. The order doesn't matter, and that's it, bro. That's it. Kayla, the only girl that might have a shot is Kayla. Kayla might have a shot because she's huge, bro. That's what it'll take to beat the one, bro. She's just like this fight should never.
All right, James, shut the hell up.
Okay, I got a fucking. I got a dip. Okay, cool, bro, cool.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Anyways, bro. Anyways, that's it, bro. Take it easy, fellas.
Yeah. All right. 2 weeks. We have to James. Now James is something else, bro. James Prez is something else, dog. But let's go ahead and get your concluding arguments on this. Your concluding thoughts on this 2 Bs. It's been a riot, bro. This has been a great stream. This is how you get on and talk opposing theories. This is how you do it, guys. This is how you get on. You let your thoughts go. You respect the person that you're debating with. You know what I'm saying? And you bounce your ideas back and forth off of each other. This is what it's all about. The healthy debates, man. I will do these all day long. I love doing these. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, but let this be an example to some of these rogue vigilantes out here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? These people out here thinking that they Daredevil or somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. But 2 Bs, go ahead and say what you got to say, my friend.
Hey man, well, before I get into my argument, just want to thank you, BJ, for inviting me and James on. Sincerely appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, closing argument is like my biggest thing is that Grasso win. You know, like I said, the only thing you could do to earn a title shot more clearly is literally beating the champ in a non-title fight. You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I feel like although she ain't got the 5-round experience, at a bare minimum, the least that she's done is be completely fresh at the end of a 3-round fight on multiple occasions where she did have lots of movement. It's not what we would prefer to have to go on, but it's what we got. And same thing goes for the ground game. You know what I mean? As much as we want more, unfortunately, Silva's just too good for now. You know what I mean? She ain't gave us any of that because people ain't been able to take her there. So I honestly feel like whether it's ERIN or Natalia, the fight will be good as hell, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody say, all that boring talk, this, that, and the other. The Whaley fight wasn't boring to me. I don't care. And the fight between both of them, whether it's ERIN, Natalia, I think both fights against Valentina will be entertaining, in my opinion, because I appreciate a chess match just as much as I appreciate a dog fight. Right. And I feel sorry for the fan who expects the dog fight every time and then all of a sudden craps on a chess match.
Yes.
Like, like, not even to, you know, bash you, but dude, I feel sorry, man, because you're going to be upset a lot at the top level because it's going to be a lot of those chess matches. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope they do the right thing. But the way everybody, you know, endorsing this anyone but Silva movement, you know what I'm saying? All the media and all this, that, and the other, I just don't get it. From a fighting standpoint, from a look standpoint, from a personality standpoint, what is there to dislike about Silva? I mean, sure, maybe you don't. I don't think
there's really not much to dislike about her, man. I mean, you talking about, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, so of course I'm making my case for Erin Blanchfield. You know what I'm saying? Of course, because I like Erin Blanchfield. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Dogs recognize dogs. You feel me?
Hey.
But when it comes to Natalia Silva, man, like, when I take a step back from, you know what I'm saying, No Filter MMA BJ and just think about fan BJ, you know what I'm saying? Because once again, even though people try to use this against me, I'm a fan first. Okay. So, like Combo said, I think the word Combo uses is fanalist. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me to the T. You know what I'm saying? Natalia Silva has 100% earned her strap, her title fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has 100% earned it. And the thing is, you know what I'm saying? Like, these girls nowadays are having to work harder to earn that title shot than girls in the past. I think Jennifer Maia had won like two or three fights in a row and got a title shot. You know what I'm saying? A couple other girls, Tyler Santos had won like 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, girls are putting together 5 and 6 and 7 fight win streaks. You know what I'm saying? To be considered to fight. And that may not seem like much of a difference, but one fight can really stop you from getting where you're going, like Erin Blanchfield. You know what I'm saying? Like Erin Blanchfield, if she had beat Manon Fior, she'd have fought Manon Fior. And she'd have fought Valentina instead of Manon Fior that night. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like she's earned it. She's definitely earned it.
Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna be pissed. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be pissed if she don't get this. Well, I would say worst case scenario, they book Erin versus Natalia. I think that is a horrible idea. And it's not because of Natalia. I know a lot of people gonna think that. No, it's just basic logic from a promoter standpoint, from a fan standpoint. You will have more fresh matchups with people with momentum if you don't put the contenders against each other and ruin the streaks. If you're an Erin fan, why would you want to see her lose to Natalia? If you're a Natalia fan, why would you want to see her lose to Erin and ruin her shot when you could potentially have both of them face Valentina?
Right.
As opposed to running out of challengers and everybody be like, oh, that used to be the theme of flyweight. Flyweight's boring. Valentina's gonna beat everybody. You feel me? Like,
there's no viable contenders. There's no viable contenders.
Can. That word was thrown out all the time. If she's fighting can. Like, and now it's like you want to ruin the good contenders that we got by putting them all against each other as opposed to having the winners fight losers. You feel me? Like, I don't know, man. But that's just me. I feel like giving Natalia the shot based on the track record up until this point. I feel like both fights are entertaining, and worst case scenario, they book them against each other, or Natalia versus Manon. Like, either one of those fights to me is just a horrible idea, simply because why ruin any momentum when you can have multiple people on winning streaks lined up to fight Valentina? It just, from a promotional standpoint, fan standpoint, just don't make sense to me. Especially when people are so quick to complain about Val's fights being boring or not. Like, make up your mind, man. We can have more, we can have less. I prefer to have more when I'm talking about my entertainment. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just me.
Yeah. Well, Two Beasts, you know what I'm gonna get ready to say, dog. I appreciate you coming on here tonight. We're gonna have to get you on here much more often, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a good conversation, man. You and Combo and James, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to dig Colostrum up out of the damn, dig him up out of the damn couch, you know what I'm saying? And get stamina. Stamina just refuses, you know what I'm saying, to get back on the microphone. When used to be in the past, he always took a microphone. He was never ashamed to get on a podcast and talk what he had to talk, So, even though he calls my accent Harry Potter, I'm not Harry Potter. I'm from Cotswolds. Oh, he get ready to eat me alive for that. But yeah, Two Beasts, I appreciate you coming on, dog. And you guys just have to look forward to the matchup on Tuesday, because, boy, I know Combo's sitting there brewing. He texted me. He said he listening. He at work. That man got so much more to say. Oh, TGB in the building. What's up, the great benefactor? Yes, sir. But yeah, man, it is it has been great tonight. It's been great.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, man. I definitely will be
Yes,
tuning
sir.
in for the mashup, dude.
Yes, sir. Hey, we'll see you then, bro.
Absolutely.
Peace. All right, guys. There you have it. There you have it, guys. This has been by far, I think this might be the best episode of Redneck and Smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like we 3 episodes, we 3 episodes of Redneck and Smoke in, man. And I think that this one might have took the cake, man, because this was a good show. This was a damn good show. Yeah, Redneck and Smoke episode 3 lived up, man. I'm excited about this one, guys. But anyways, to you folks that have not, in the Discord, make sure, guys. I just dropped the Discord link. There it is, right there, guys. This link is only good for 15 minutes. Only good for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So if you are not in the Discord, the conversation continues. It always continues in the Discord, guys. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Matua. Hey, welcome, Matua. It's good to see some new faces in there. But 99% of the people you see in these comments, man, them my ride or dies, they've been here from the beginning. Some of them been here from the beginning. And if it ain't been from the beginning, it's been for the last 3, 4, 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So Matua, welcome in. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. But there's the Matua. There's the Discord link. So download Discord and join in, man. You know, this is what we do. You know, and the conversation continues. You know, and man, I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and just be looking through my phone, man, and then I'll open up. Definitely, let me just see what they talking about in Discord. The Discord be rolling. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh, Matua is in the build. Yes, Matua just joined. Everybody, if you're in the Discord, please go welcome Matua into the Discord. He's here. He said, I'm in here. Yes. Yes. Okay, guys. Well, listen. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this thing down. It's been almost 2.5 hours on this piece. I ain't even ate dinner yet. That's how you know I be committed, man. This has been a fantastic damn show. I can say that. I have really, really, really enjoyed tonight. Redneck and Smoke is just a segment that I wanted to start, and I'm like, you know, when it's time to get down and it's time to cook, that deserves a segment of its own, and that's Redneck and Smoke for sure. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for I gotta figure out what Redneck and Smoke episode 4 gonna be about, man. Because woof, 3 was hot. 3 is the bar. 3 is the bar. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this parting message, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave y'all with this parting message. Continue to wait. Okay. Waiting is so important because waiting pays off. Okay. Waiting pays off. It always does. Being patient pays off. The king is returning. 2026 is going to be the resurgence of the queen. Of the king. King Casey O'Neal will be resurging in 2026. You know what I'm saying? Y'all spent all 2025 talking shit about Casey O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Y'all was talking all that shit about Casey O'Neal. Y'all was happy when she got beat up by ERIN Lipsky. That's okay, though. That's okay. Because y'all thought that Luana Santos was going to come in here and knock out Casey O'Neal, and she put that work on Luana Santos, okay? And this is for Combo Breaker 99. Carly Giudice ain't beating King Casey O'Neal. Carly Giudice better figure out what's up with that ground game before she get in there and want to play around with King Casey O'Neal, okay? I'm just letting it be known. Carly Giudice, Crispy ain't gonna be shit against the king. She better tighten it up. And all of these girls, including Valentina Shevchenko, Alexa Grasso, Manon Fiore, Natalia Silva, Macy Barber, all of them will bow to the king. All of them. This is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. Hit that like, hit that dislike, and if your boy and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And your boy is out.